You don't understand the First Amendment either, the freedom of speech? I can say whatever the fuck I want.
You're interfering right now.
Interference is a physical act. I could
Yes,
sit here and protest all day long, scream anything I wanted. If he can either put them in a car or create privacy, but in public it doesn't exist.
Yes, it does.
No, it doesn't.
According to the city
Absolutely
of Edmond,
wrong.
it does. Let me explain
So
to
the
you.
city of Edmond supersedes the First Amendment of the Constitution.
Let me explain
The
something.
very first law ever written in the history of the books. The city of Edmond.
Explain something to you?
No, I don't want to hear it. It's cop-splaining.
Okay.
Alright guys, welcome back to San Joaquin Valley Transparency. This video comes to you by a channel called Oklahoma Transparency. X-Bootlicker and police insider extraordinaire. I think he's an asset to the community. This is not your average auditor or cop watcher. This guy comes from a family of law enforcement. Mother, father, sister, cousin, uncle, nephew, and much, much more. Once considered the black sheep of the family, he is now considered a hero among the people. He's a longtime supporter of mine, and we did a podcast episode together. I'll drop the link in the description and the pinned comment for you guys. He may not have many followers on Instagram yet, but no other Instagram page has ever made me laugh so hard that I wake up my wife every morning. His memes are so hilarious, you'll get lost in the scroll and people will think you inhaled a full tank of laughing gas. He sent me a text along with this video that I'd like to share with you. I think you'll appreciate it. You've done it for millions, Bubba. I can't be convinced otherwise. You know my upbringing. If you can get the truth through my eyes, you can get your message to anyone, bro. I was born with the boot in my mouth. Such a bootlicker now, I got an end qualified immunity tat. He's not kidding, folks. He got a tattoo of a pig with the blue line tramp stamp, and it says end qualified immunity. This dude is a personal friend of mine, so make sure you guys go show him some love. Enjoy the video, folks.
I got rear-ended at 15th and Broadway Extension by this asshole over here. Piece of shit Lexus. Fucking sitting at a stoplight, about 15 seconds, slams into the back of me. Points like he's gonna pull over to a parking lot, then runs. When he realizes he can't outrun my car, he pulls over and then tries to fight. Luckily, where he rear-ended me and pulled off, we ran a stoplight directly in front of a cop. And here we are now. I'm pretty sore, rear-ended my car, this piece of shit car over there. Edmond officers being absolutely amazing. I was at work, I'm out doing delivery and sitting at a fucking stoplight and some asshole not paying attention hits me. Doesn't seem to be any damage to my car, but he knocked the shit out of me. Then ran like a fucking coward. That's what you do after you rear end somebody. You fucking run. And he got chased down. The old V6 did his job today. Gonna get away in this fucking piece of shit Lexus. I don't give a shit. You're in public, dipshit. The First Amendment of the Constitution.
Until we're done here, go back to your car.
You don't understand the First Amendment either, the freedom of speech? I can say whatever the fuck I want.
You're interfering right now.
Interference is a physical act. It is not. Speech can never be considered. Then don't lie. Speech can never be considered as interfering. Ever. It's freedom.
Listen to me. What he's referring to is he's trying to communicate with them, okay? He's the traffic officer that's going to work this out. What he's referring to by interference is if he can't do that, then it means you could go,
I could sit here and protest all day long, scream anything I wanted. If he can either put them in a car or create privacy, but in public it doesn't exist.
Yes, it does.
No, it doesn't.
According to the city
Absolutely
of Edmond,
wrong.
it does. Let me explain
so
to
the
you.
city of Edmond supersedes the First Amendment of the Constitution.
Let me explain something.
The very first law ever written in the history of the books. The city of Edmond.
Explain something to you?
No, I don't want to hear it. It's cop-splaining.
Okay.
That's
You're
bullshit.
gonna go to jail if you don't stop. Do
If
you
I'm from talking to you,
No,
I'm going to go to
from
jail.
yelling at
Have
him.
I not clearly already stopped that?
Okay.
Did I not
I'm
already
trying to
clearly stop that?
calmly
Now you're
explain
no.
why you need
You
to
just threatened me
continue
with
to do
arrest.
that.
You
Yeah,
just,
I did.
Yeah, you
I
did
did.
for speech.
No,
for
not
speech. Yeah.
Okay.
For speech.
All right, do me a
Have I
favor.
done anything? Have I charged over there? Did I try to stop that officer
I've
from
asked
doing
you
anything?
several times
No,
to
you
stay
didn't.
at your car.
No, you didn't. That was the first time anyone said stay at your car.
No, it's
When
not.
I said I will, you said thank you. You didn't ask me. You didn't order me. I can't violate a lawful order if you don't fucking give one.
Okay. This is your lawful order.
And I will stand right here. I will stand right here.
Or I'll be
and
happy to take you
and
to
I
jail.
will say whatever the fuck I want because it's speech. How do fucking officers not understand the First Amendment of the Constitution? The very first law ever written, ever. You don't get it? It goes from me getting in an accident, that's completely not my fault whatsoever, did nothing fucking wrong whatsoever, to an accident to getting threatened with arrest for speaking. Not one time I've been told I'm detained, not one time I've been told anything whatsoever. All I've been told is she's a cop. Gave me zero orders whatsoever. Now I'm threatened with arrest because an asshole rear-ended me. She watched it. It happened directly in front of your officer. Your officer watched it happen. It literally happened at the stoplight. She was one car back. She was headed east on 15th Street. I was headed north and south on Broadway Extension at the intersection. Look fucking ragged. Look at that ragged ass fucking face. Just ragged. Just ragged. She got tattoos by a 5-year-old. Like, it could have been such an easy situation. All he had to do is like, man, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to hit you. Instead, he drove off like a fucking idiot. A fucking idiot. God damn. Is she leaving, guys? Because she was a witness. It literally happened directly in front of her at the intersection. It literally happened. She was one car back, heading west on 15th. She watched it. Okay. Well, I'm just making sure, man. I have no problem with police whatsoever. I really don't. 95% of my family's law enforcement. My dad's retired sheriff. My brother is a sheriff. My mom is retired from your department. Tony. Straight. Todd is my stepfather. I have no problem. I'm sitting at 15th and Broadway. He comes up. I've been sitting there for about 15 seconds. Almost gone through the whole life cycle. BAM! And I look in the mirror and he points at the car wash. I go, okay, and I roll my window down and point over there. He pulls like he's going there and he punches it and goes out in the grass and in through the red light, directly in front of her. I follow him. And
he went through the grass median where?
Like, so he went first to the right lane, then came all the way out to the end, went from outside lane to inside lane to go around the traffic at the red light in front of us.
Okay.
And then he went through the red light. I followed him through it, honking because cars were going that way. And then your officer was, I didn't get her name, but she was looking like what the hell? Because it's not what's supposed to happen in the middle of the day in Edmond. Yeah. And he went through a couple of traffic. We didn't really get the high speeds going this way because of traffic, but he's went in and out of cars all the way up here. And he finally pulled in here. He pulled in here and jumped out of his car before I was in the parking lot. The dispatcher was telling me to separate myself, so I pulled up to about, I don't know, that second tree, but you know, in this parking lot, and went to turn around. He jumped out and ran up to my car. Tried to go left. He tried to go left. He tried to go right. He went right. Literally jumped in front of my car, and so I pulled over here and turned around and at that time your officer was already out and telling him to stay in his car, and I got out of my car and I walked up and filmed his tag at not probably 20 feet away, and then I tried to film the front of his car, the damage to the front of his car. Doesn't appear to be much damage on the back of mine.
Can we go look?
Absolutely.
On your sensors and then on the bottom.
That's the only thing I was worried about, because I mean he hit me square But this looks like the only sensor that took a lick on it. Yeah. It's not a brand new car, but I've taken decent care of it.
Which lane were you in whenever this happened?
I was in the middle lane. So there was traffic, there was cars on the left, cars on the right. He hit me, went into the right, then came all the way around.
Okay. Were you wearing your seatbelt?
Yes, sir. Yes,
were you
sir.
on your phone at the time?
No, sir. I was doing a Uber Eats delivery. The map, it was down with the map on my thing.
Okay.
I had to cancel my delivery because of this.
Is this your current address on there? All right.
Yeah, just
Do you have your insurance verification?
absolutely. Yep.
I don't. Other than his driver's license not being valid, I don't know why he left the scene because he's got insurance.
I don't get it either. I mean, it literally, I would have got out of my car and looked and saw that little damage and said, dude, like, be careful next time. Let's pull our head out of our house. But he went into fight mode, and so I went over there. I was trying to keep my car from getting beat up more, so I pulled over here and turned around. He immediately went to, like, I tried to run him over, which is absolutely shit. I would have done it more 2 miles an hour if I was wanting to run some dude over. I was trying to get the hell away from him. He had his hands on the hood of my car. And I have never done something so wrong and played the victim so hard in my life as seeing someone do. And it's sad because I don't know his age, but I'm assuming he's a grown man. And I have got the new, that looked like it goes out at the end of this month, but I already got the new one. I just haven't put it in my car yet. I've been with that company since I bought the car.
Are you confident that he was the driver of the car?
Absolutely. I made eye connection with him. I know for a fact he was. Okay. He pointed at me. He was looking over his steering wheel like this and pointed at me that he was going to go to the car wash. And I was like, cool. And was like, I literally thought, I was like, man, we'll get insurance information. I'll have to lose this delivery. I figured I'd done 2 or 3 deliveries by now. Okay. And instead, I'm sitting here and had a guy try to fight me because he rear-ended me.
Yeah. Well, it's kind of one of those things where deductibles are probably way higher than the damage, but
you're 100%.
He doesn't have a valid license.
That sucks.
So he's probably going to end up going with me today, and I'll make a collision report anyways just to show that it happened.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He is saying that you tried to run him over in the parking lot here, and then you're telling me you were trying to get away from him. So
yeah, I mean, he ran,
yeah.
he literally came up and put both hands on the hood of my car, and I tried to go right a little bit once he backed up, and he jumped right back in front of my car. So when he went that way, I just came left and came over here and parked, and he was standing, you know, a couple of feet off the curb over there, and I came over here and parked, and I didn't get her name. She was already in here. Do you know what her name? Haddock. Okay. Other than that, she was already in the parking lot out taking care of the situation. And he went from over there to over here, and then she made him go back over there, and then I got out and turned on my phone because he was acting wild. Okay. And he actually got back in his car for a minute while I was running. She had to get out and order him out of his car, and that's when I wanted to make sure to film that, because I didn't know what the hell was going on at that point, but he was going to try to flee again.
Well, give me just a minute to get things sorted out as far as getting information taken down, and then I'll get you out of here, okay?
I appreciate you, man. Wasn't the day I expected at all, man. I expected this my day off. I try to earn a little extra cash on my day off.
At least it's not hot when we're standing out.
Yeah, the last few days have been brutal. I mean, I went after work Saturday, went and did deliveries from like 8 to midnight, and I mean, I was sweating my ass off at midnight.
Even at midnight, it doesn't even cool down. You know?
Yeah.
That's the thing that was terrible about it.
What's nuts is I went to Christopher Creek, Arizona not too long ago. And it was nicer in Christopher Creek, Arizona.
I pulled someone over not long ago from Arizona, and they were like, man, and I said, I had never spent a whole lot of time in Arizona.
Yeah, my first time.
And they're like, you need to go to Arizona because it's miserable here.
Oh man, at night, so we get down there and we get to the cabins and there's no ACs, none of them. And I'm like, I got to check reviews. Like, there, people got to be, and there's not one talking about the bad AC. And I'm like, okay, well, like, maybe it's not that bad. At night, it gets so damn cold.
Right.
You get that. We just opened up the windows of the cabin. I mean, and you'd wake up and put another blanket over you, start shivering to where I was like, it was so hot during the day that even on your motorcycle you're getting cooked just the whole time you're riding. We went up there with a bunch of guys. I have a 08 electric glide, and it was my first long ride I ever took. And the first one over 300 miles, I went 3,000. Yeah, it was brutal. I didn't make eye connection with my bike for a week.
That's a commitment there.
Yeah. There was times where I went 2 days that I didn't feel my legs. That it was just like, I pull up to a stoplight, I'm like, I hope they're touching the ground, because I can't tell whatsoever.
Yeah,
what do y'all ride?
Electric lights.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, we
That's pretty sweet.
His license it's a Mississippi license, so he's got commercial driver's license, which is the suspended side of it. But
his active driver's license.
Is not suspended.
Yeah.
So he's going to get some tickets from me today, and like I said, I'll do a report so we can document that this happened. And
Absolutely.
We'll get you out of here well before him.
I'm not gonna file insurance, and like you said, my deductible, I think it's $1,000.
Yeah.
I got a paint pen at the house that they gave me when I bought the car. I can touch up that, as long as the sensor works.
Odds are you could probably just take like some emulsion compound and
That's probably a good idea. I didn't think about that. Yeah.
But give me just a minute, and I'll get your license stuff back. Do you want to take a photo of his insurance and stuff?
Yeah, if I could. Yeah. Was there any damage to his car? I just walked up there for a second.
Because there's probably some old collision damage on the front of it. So
it looks like mirror, the brackets on the car.
Yeah, it's kind of winged out a little bit. He started talking when I went up there to try to film the damage, so I just came back.
If you do decide to file it with insurance, don't contact him directly.
Oh, absolutely.
They're accuse you of harassment or something. Just go with your insurance company and make them do the work. Okay.
Man, I really appreciate that. But yeah, once I pull out of this parking lot, there will be zero contact with me and him ever again.
Okay. All right. Give me just a minute.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, we Trader and him and me and two other guys, I think, all loaded up November of 19.
Oh man.
I think it was November 19. We flew to Vegas and rented bikes and rode through Utah and Arizona.
Man, I bet that was awesome. I wanted to hit Utah bad. Everyone tells me Utah is one of the most beautiful states right there.
And just the short time we were there, that's when I came home. I told my wife, I said, we ever move anywhere,
I kind of felt that way about Arizona. Like, honey, as long as there's a mountain in our view, you know, Arizona's pretty nice. It's when you get to those flatlands. I'll tell you this: you'll never get me to move to West Texas. I brought I-40 all the way back, and driving through New Mexico and West Texas, that make a man of you. I literally had to pull up. We had guys have blowouts just strictly from the heat on the road. Right. Brand new tires, less than 1,000 miles on tires, blowing out, and the roads are so coarse. Right. That section of I-40 says you feel it taking. It's like, oh, it takes about 1,000 miles for every 100 you ride on this road off of rubber, because of just how coarse it was. But yeah, we had two guys go down, and it was pretty rough, especially for my first ride out to have an accident so soon. And I was like, but yeah, Todd was telling me that they went on a ride. What is the Dragon's Tail?
Yeah, they I was gonna go on that one. I didn't go.
Yeah, that would be.
The Dragon's Tail, and that's what I told them. They were trying to plan their next trip. I said, man, we need to go up to like Maine or Vermont or somewhere like that. I think that'd be pretty to go ride through all that too.
Especially almost any time, as long as you're not in a couple of winter months, like you can go up there.
The right time of year.
Yeah,
it's leaves are changing.
Early, late fall, early spring, man, that'd be a beautiful time to go ride. Yeah, I want to go. That was one of my first trips west. I want to go more northwest. Like, I'd love to ride up into Montana and to Wyoming and stuff. Like,
it's the same kind of deal though. You gotta pick it at the right time.
Yeah. All I know is we left the last week of June to go to Arizona, and I was like, guys, next time let's do this March, maybe early May. It's like last week of June was terrible.
Even on a typical year, it might have been alright. This year it was just miserable.
That 56 Bel Air, that is sick. So basically these guys are saying, dude, you shouldn't have drove off, you're getting some fucking tickets. The dude literally wouldn't even have said shit, but man, be careful. But now you get to get some tickets because you fucking ran from the most minorest of accidents it could be. Like, literally almost no damage whatsoever to my car. He dinged that, and he scratched up the bumper a little bit. Other than that, he did nothing. Did nothing. It was the most minorest accident there ever could have been. Most minorest accident, and he turned it into a crime by running like a fucking idiot. And his dumbass girlfriend that's built like a 13-year-old boy. Yeah, I still can't get over at first. What do you say, Officer Atkin or Aiken? Literally charged me for interference for talking or walking away. She took me saying I would go stand by my car as her giving me a lawful order to stand by my car. Made no fucking sense whatsoever. Should have got the phone out earlier and filming. I was shook up from the wreck. Even though there wasn't much damage, he still knocked the shit out of me. The old Charger can just take a lick, kind of like a lot like me. But for this, I mean, for the most part, these have been causing cool shit. It was a hiccup at the beginning. That could have gone better. They were trying to assert some dominance that they didn't have. I get it. It's their job. They do it. Piss poorly, but they do it. As far as this gentleman, I haven't got his name yet, and the officer that's been over here talking to me. Stand up guys, absolutely. Guys that I'd want to come if I needed the service of police to come and help me. I get Officer Atkin being a little jumpy. She was here by herself. 2 good-sized guys. Try to give her that, but she should take a refresher on the First Amendment of the Constitution. It probably wouldn't hurt. In case y'all don't know, that gives us the freedom of religion to practice any religion we want, or to practice any religion we don't, and to stand on soapbox and do it openly in public. Then it gives us the freedom of speech. It's me to say whatever I'd like, as long as I'm not insinuating violence, the right of free press, the right to film, to assemble in public, and it gives her a right to be a dumb bitch, and it gives us a right to redress grievances against our government.
All right. Here's your license and insurance back. That's the incident number for the collision report, okay? And like I said, he did get a couple of citations today. One of them for leaving the scene, and another one for impaired full-time attention. So that's what initially would have caused the crash.
Yeah.
Him not paying attention.
Inattentive driving.
Yeah.
I mean, he should have just pulled over, man.
Well, that's what I told him. I was like, you know, I told him what you told me, that if he'd have pulled over right away and you'd have gotten out of your car and seen what happened, you would have told him, don't worry about it, it's not that big a deal.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I gave him, I kind of guilted him too. I gave him the old golden rule, like, do to others as you would have them do to you, you know?
Yeah.
Like, you don't want somebody hitting your car and taking off.
Yeah. And man, not only that, it's when you're wrong, just the faster you come to terms with it and make up for it, the faster you get to move on in life from it and to get out. And like, he literally slammed his hands on my hood. Like, it was just like, dude, like I've been mad, but I'm usually feel wrong, not in the wrong. Yeah. But I mean,
well, everybody has a different reaction whenever they have.
Yeah. And man, I don't know what kind of day he's had. You know, just like.
Yeah. Well, that's what he was saying is, right before the collision happened, I guess he was paying his car payment or something up at the Car Mart where he bought it, and they got crossways up there, and he was pissed.
Well, I worked in car sales for a lot of my adult life, and they can be very pain in the ass, especially at buy here, pay here's like that. You know, they don't pay, they turn your car off, come pick it up. It's just, you know, it's the same thing. I try to show appreciation to officers, because, you know, I've had to go home to hear the calls that y'all go on, and none of it's easy. None of it is, not for a second. So man, I commend y'all for trying. I didn't. Radcliffe, man. I really appreciate y'all stepping out. I appreciate y'all holding those out there. Y'all did amazing today. And, wish he just would have pulled over. Yeah. Because I literally am like, man, that sucks, man. Be good.
Yeah. Well, hopefully he takes that message to heart.
Yeah.
It doesn't happen again.
Yes, sir. I appreciate you guys.
All right.
Thank you so much.
Yeah,
thank you, Radcliffe.
Day, okay?
Yes, sir. I think I'm going to call it a day. I was trying to earn some extra cash on my day off, and I think I'm just going to go home and take my day off. Yeah. I appreciate you, fellas. Awesome guys, man. They did great. Exactly what public servants should act. Professional as hell. I'll see y'all later.
Alright guys, make sure you go subscribe to Oklahoma Transparency and let him know I sent you. He does have one video up on his channel. He will be uploading more. Make sure you hit the bell, that way you catch his videos. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. We'll see you on the next one. Peace.